Effort without system is noise. And most men in the gym aren't building bodies, they're just making noise. If you trained for years, sweated, suffered, stayed consistent, and you still look like an average guy who owns gym clothes, this episode is going to offend you. Not because you're lazy, but because you're out of sequence. Welcome back to Iron Suits, where strength wears a crown. I am your host, Marwan Killu. Today, we're talking about something that's going to piss some people off, but honestly, it needs to be said. Like, if you've been going to the gym for years, maybe you got a trainer, maybe you're doing CrossFit, maybe hitting those 5 a.m. boot camps, and you still don't look like you even lift. There is a fucking reason for that. And it's not because you're not working hard enough. It's not because you need more discipline either. It's because you are completely, utterly, 100% out of sequence. So let me explain. Here's what I see every single day. Successful guys, whether oops, my mic is offline. We are back on. Mic is back on. Now you can hear me clearly. So successful men, whether we're talking CEOs, executives, entrepreneurs, these guys who have mastered every area of their lives, they know how to strategize. They know how to execute. They know how to get results. But when it comes to their bodies, they're doing the same shit that some 22-year-old college kid is doing at Planet Fitness. And let me be clear, like, I'm not knocking the effort. The effort is there. You're waking up early. You're getting your workouts in. You're trying to eat better. I respect that. But effort without strategy is just exhausting yourself for mediocre results. Like, effort without strategy, without system is just noise. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're putting in the hours, but you're not getting the return on the investment. Like, if it was me doing all this, then I'd quit. Like, I'd quit, because the brain, like, why would the brain give you, like, that you carry on doing something when you're not getting the return for it, right? So, effort equals no results, equals no, sort of, how does it go? Effort equals no. I can't remember for the life of me. Anyway, I'll come back to that. It's something like effort and then equals like effort. I don't know. I'll if I ever remember, I'll get back on it. Anyway, so if you ran your business like you're running your fitness, you'd be bankrupt, man. Right? So let's get into the reasons on why you don't look like you lift. Right? So reason number one, why you still look average, is that your training is highly ineffective. Now, I know what you're going to say, Marwan, I've got a trainer, or I'm doing those intense group classes. Yeah, and here's the thing. Most trainers are just glorified rep counters, right? I don't care how nice they are or how pumped they get you, right? If they're just standing there watching you do like bicep curls and yelling, "You got this, bro," they're not actually training you, right? You don't need a fucking cheerleader. You need a strategist. Like, I was out in Spain in the summer, and the trainer was just going, "Vamos, vamos, vamos." Uno, dos, tres, counting his reps for him and yelling at the guy. The guy's sweating buckets, right? And I'm thinking, oh man, right? Like, like, think about it. When you hire a consultant for your business, you don't want someone who just shows up and says, "Great job. whilst making the same mistakes over and over, right? You want someone who analyzes what's working, what's not, and creates a plan that's designed specifically for your business. Your body's no different. Most people are doing random exercises with no real progression, no periodization, no specific adaptation goals. It's like, imagine if you walked to your office every day and just did like random tasks, right? Send an email here, email there, make some calls there, maybe work on a spreadsheet for 20 minutes. No strategy, no priority, just doing stuff. You'd never grow your business that way. So, what the heck is your body any different? And the group fitness, look, I get the appeal. Okay. The energy is high. The music is pumping. Everyone's sweating together. It's fun. It's like doing body pump and these body pump classes. Well, I used to do this body pump thing like back in the day. And gosh, I just come to my mind now. Like you're doing all these reps, shoulder press, you're doing like with 1 kilogram dumbbell on each side, and you're doing like 30 reps, and then you're like sweating, right? And then you'll do like squats with another 30, 40 reps, and the music then, come on, like the trainer, whatever they call them, come on, keep going. And you walk off and you're like sore and you're like, I still don't look any different. All right. It was fun, don't get me wrong, but fun doesn't build $1 million body. Precision does. Like group fitness is designed for the average person in that class, not for you specifically, not for your body type, your injury history, your metabolic profile, your specific goals. General training gets general results, period. Okay. Reason number 2, and this is the big one. You think the workout is going to be the thing that can shred you to the bone. It's not. Okay, let me say that again for the people in the back. The workout is not what's going to get you shredded. I know, this goes against everything you've been told. Just work harder, do more cardio, sweat more. Hey, but here's the reality. You can't out-train a shitty diet. You just can't. Like, it's too easy now to like eat 1,000 calories in, God, 5 minutes or something. Like, I've got to tell you a quick story. I once went low carb and passed on the bread, the holy bread at church. Oh gosh, I've done some stupid things before, and then I'll go and down like a 3,500 calorie pizza in 20 minutes. 3,500 calories. Think about it. 1 pound of body fat, right? How long is that going to take you to burn off 3,500 in 20 minutes? So this is what I mean about diets. So I've seen guys do 2 days, running themselves into the ground, and they still look soft because they have no fucking clue what they're eating. And don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. Like effective, progressive programming is important. You need to be training in a way that actually stimulates muscle growth and metabolic adaptation. But if you're not eating in a specific or a very specific way, all that training is basically irrelevant. Okay, and here's where most people get it twisted. They think eating clean is enough. They cut out fast food, they stop eating sugar, maybe they're doing some form of IF, intermittent fasting, because some podcast told them it's a secret or it's the secret. Right. And yeah, that will take you from poor shape to better shape. So congratulations, like you went from a C minus to a C plus. But if you wanted $1 million body, if you want to look like the top 1% guys your age, it is way more complex than that. There are specifics, there are adjustments, there are nuances that people never even consider. So let's break this down, shall we? You know how in business you track everything? Revenue, expenses, customer acquisition costs, conversion rates, and all that data? Data, as you guys call it in America? Is it data or data? I don't know. Anyway, data sounds better to me. In England, we call it data. So your body works the same way. Okay, and most guys are flying blind, right? Or they're throwing darts blindfolded and trying to hit the bullseye. I'm like, okay, right, cool. What does that mean? Like, well, people say to me, okay, I eat pretty healthy. I'm like, yeah, cool. You eat pretty healthy. But what does that mean? How many calories are you eating? How much protein are you taking in? What's your carb to fat ratio? How does that change on training days versus rest days? What about meal timing? What about micronutrient density? I eat chicken and rice. I I hate to tell you, but that's not a strategy, bro. Like that's just eating food. You know, the $1 million body requires $1 million precision. And I don't mean that you need to spend $1 million. I mean, you need to approach it with the same level of strategic thinking that made you successful in business. Every single client that I work with gets a nutrition protocol that is tailored specifically to them. Not some generic meal plan that I pulled off the internet, right? Not eat clean and drink water. An actual individualized strategy based on their body composition, their metabolism, their lifestyle, and their goals. And this is the thing that most people sort of miss. They think that by downloading a generic, using some AI app to give you your starting calories, and I wonder why it doesn't work. Well, this is because it's not individualized, right? Anyway, that's for another episode, right? I'm not knocking AI. AI is great, but a lot of people sort of miss the forest for the trees, and like they sort of lack critical thinking because they think, okay, this has done it for me without knowing. How should I say it? Like you don't know what you don't know, right? So yeah, AI is great. They'll give you like and some kind of numbers, but it doesn't know anything about you, okay, or your history. So there's a lot of like manual adjustments needed, and that's why we sort of people sort of don't get results by just following generic programs because a general was it something about general results? It's I don't know, today is just one of these days the brain's not quite working and it's quite late over here. Um, so yeah, so everybody gets an individualized strategy based on their body composition, metabolism, lifestyle, and goals. So here's what happens when you get this dialed in. Your body actually transforms, not in 6 months, not in a year. You start seeing real changes in weeks because you're finally giving your body exactly what it needs, when it needs it, and the amount that it actually needs. All right. So you spend 1 hour in the gym, 1 hour. And let's just say that you spend 1 hour in the gym when you work out. What are you doing for the other 23 hours? This is where most people completely fuck it up, right? They think 1 hour at the gym is what matters, and then they just wing it the rest of the day. And I get it. I used to be the same. Right? I used to be the same. I'm not knocking it. Like, it's like spending 1 hour a week working on your business and expecting to dominate your industry. It just doesn't work that way. Your body is being built or destroyed during those other 23 hours. Okay. What you eat, when you eat it, how you sleep, how you manage your stress, your hydration, your recovery, all of that matters more than what you do in the gym. But nobody wants to hear it, eh? Because it's not sexy, it's not Instagram worthy. It's just the boring, unsexy work of actually being disciplined and strategic about your nutrition and recovery. When you work with me, you know exactly what to eat and how much. There's no guessing. There's no, I think I'm eating enough protein, you know, because we've done the maths, we've built the system and you execute it. And that's the difference between someone who looks pretty good and someone who looks absolutely elite. So look, here's the truth that nobody wants to say out loud, right? Average people are okay wasting their time with average results. Okay, they'll keep doing the same workouts routine for years. They'll keep eating pretty healthy. They'll keep telling themselves, I'm doing my best. And you know what? That's fine for them. If you're cool being average, there are a million ways to be average. You don't need me. But winners aren't interested in how to be average. They're not interested in participation trophies or good enough. Winners are committed to winning in business, in life, and yes, in their fucking bodies too. Because here's what I know about high-level guys. Once you've experienced winning in one area of your life, you can't unsee it. You know what excellence feels like. You know what it takes to dominate in a competitive space. And when you look at your body and you know deep down that you're settling, that shit eats at you. Because you're not the guy who settles in business, so why the heck are you settling with your body? And do you want to know how, or rather, you want to know if you're winning in your fitness? You give you a little test. Very simple. Tonight, take your shirt off and look at yourself in the mirror. Not a quick glance. Really look. If you've had the same routine, the same trainer, the same program for 2 years, and you're hardly better than decent, there's a better way. And you know it, and that's why you're still listening to this podcast. Because you don't need more motivation. You don't need more inspirational quotes. You don't need another fucking podcast telling you to just work harder. You need a system. You need a strategy. You need someone who actually understands how to build an elite physique that you want and can give you the exact roadmap to get there. Not a generic program, not a one-size-fits-all solution. A custom-built system designed specifically for you, for your body, your schedule, and your goals. And this is what we do here. That's what separates us from every other trainer or program or gym membership that you've tried. So look, I work exclusively with high-level executives, entrepreneurs, businessmen who are done fucking around with average results. Guys who understand that if you're going to invest time and money into something, then you better get a real return. Everything that we do here is tailored to the individual. You go into the gym knowing exactly what you do and how to do it. No more spraying inefficiency. No more wasted sets, no more guessing. And when you're out of the gym, those other 23 hours, you know exactly what to eat and how much, so that your body actually transforms. And that sounds like what you're looking for, then reach out. Let's have a conversation. Let's see that you're fit for what we do. Because at the end of the day, you didn't build your success by being average, and your body shouldn't be average either. That's it for today's episode. Thanks for listening. Now go and look in the mirror and decide if you're actually winning. And I'll catch you on the next one. Follow me on my socials, facebook.com Marwan Killu or linkedin.com Marwan Killu Fitness. Share this episode with another leader, because that's how that share this episode with another leader, because as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another, and that's how we spread the message. All right, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.